The new grounded update 1.3 obviously adds a whole bunch of new ways to play with playgrounds. So today we're beginning my series where I'll take a look at each individual gadget and gizmo and show you some really good uses or explain them further. It might seem a bit simple, but this is definitely aimed for more beginner players who haven't really got to grips with the mode just yet. And today we're going to go over power ups, everything you need to know, how long they last, best uses for them and what they really do. Let's go ratbags. Starting off with speed boost. This will give you a 30-second speed boost that's approximately equivalent to the fully upgraded aphid slipper as far as I can tell. Another good use for them though is able to get across jumps. Obviously speed matters and your trajectory as well as the velocity when you're running and jumping. Without any kind of speed boost you can only jump around 2 to 3 foundations wide. So great use other than the speed is to make them part of a jumping course. Next up we've got damage attack boost. This is signified obviously by the massive fist. With it activated it takes 10 hits to kill this ant. So what that really means is it does 50% more damage no matter what weapon you're using. As you can see here using my fist it takes 15 hits to go ahead and kill this ant once I caught up with him when he ran away. So yeah, that's a 50% increase and that should apply to all weapons that you're utilising. Next up is damage reduction, signified by the shield. So with no buffs it's going to take around 5 hits to make you pretty low and then the 6 hits should kill you. But with the defense badge pretty much that's going to give you 8 hits that you will be able to stand and the 9th hit will probably kill you. So it's more or less a 50% increase. You've then got replenish health, which does exactly what it says. It's going to fill up your health bar. And again, I think it's about 50% of your health bar that you've got. Then you've got attack speed up, and obviously that's going to increase the amount of hits that you get in on an enemy. It's around 7 seconds of continuously hitting an ant without the power up to hopefully kill it. Surprisingly though, the speed up attack only does the same job in about 6 seconds. It's only marginally more quicker, but obviously with certain weapons that could be a lot more damage. Next up we've got lifesteal, and this is on every hit that you do. Whatever damage you do, you'll gain pretty much 50% of that damage back as health. It's pretty tough to notice it when you're using just your fists, but the increase is much bigger obviously when you've got a more powerful weapon. And it does work with every swing, not just the third combo finisher like some other buffs have recently been changed with the 1.3 update. Then you've got heal on death. This is really good, particularly if you're doing gauntlets, i.e. you kill one enemy and then you'll gain all your full life back for killing it. So obviously I've got a ton of mites here, letting my health go down on purpose, and then as soon as I kill one, huge increase again, maybe 50, maybe even more than that, 60% of your health regained. So for sure you could hook up 3 or 4 of these to absolutely max heal your character up before moving on to the next section of your map or against other enemies. It looks like it's not affected by the weapon, and still killing it with just a regular spear, give me just as much health. Perhaps the most OP of all the power ups is the berserker mode. You can't take any damage, you'll improve your attack speed and the amount of damage that you do, and range attacks won't use up any ammo. So crazy stuff. This one, absolutely can't wait to see if it gets utilised in certain ways as a reward maybe for getting through certain bosses, enemies, creatures. Yeah, really OP. If you're doing PvP maps versus players, then this will certainly mean someone could win the match if they can find other players to hit on. Then you've got water breathing. Obviously this means you won't have to worry about oxygen while you're underwater. So you can see here regularly I've got 40 seconds of oxygen. Go through the power up and now I can swim underwater without having to worry about gaining air for 30 seconds. So once that runs out I'll have the 40, so there you go, you get pretty much 70 seconds of oxygen without needing any other gear. And then finally gas immunity. This will do exactly what you think it does. It stops pretty much stink bug gas from killing you, but that's pretty much it. I was kind of hoping it would work against maybe dust mites as well. I know a gas mask doesn't do that job either, but I still think it would be a cool little addition to this power up if it did work for all gas types, including dust. Obviously termites kick this off as well, termite soldiers, so yeah, it was definitely affecting my speed and obviously that will reduce the amount of attack damage you do. Now it does pop up with the status effect underneath your health bar showing you that you're taking gas damage, but obviously you're not, so just beware. It might scare you at first the first time you use it or see it, that yes, it is working. So that's all the power-ups. How do you connect them and what can you do with them? So these aren't linkable in terms of activating anything else, although of course triggers and volumes will activate the power-ups. So you can't have one power-up activating and another power-up directly. First option you've got is active or not active. So obviously if it's active, it will be there in the world, you'll see it and you just go through it and that's it, you've got it. If it's not active, you'll need a switch or a button or a trigger volume to activate it. The effects is how you choose what one it is you want from the list, and then you've got respawn on timer, and you can obviously set this to be on or off, so it can be a one use or you could connect it to a separate timer system if you wanted to make it a bit more advanced. And then you've got the respawn time. If you set the respawn time to 0, then pretty much as soon as you've used it once, it won't respawn again. And it goes up to 180 seconds, so 3 minutes that you can take for it to respawn if you really want to. And yeah, you can link up buttons as I said to it so that it will turn it on at certain times. What I would really like to see is that it can go the other way, that when you go into a trigger volume, then it will just simply have that area or that buff for that whole area that you're in, rather than having to go over to just one item and pick it up. I was messing around with a bunch of different ideas to see if this could be something I could achieve, but no. So you definitely are going to have to place a lot of them around if you want to continue to have the same effects. And for sure, being able to stack them or have a way to extend the buff length or maybe even shorten it, that would be a great idea as well. And there you go, simple, nice and easy. That's everything you need to know about power-ups. Look out for more gadgets and gizmo guides from me, and until next time, ratbags, laters.